Live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa, welcome to Hey Coach on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. You do your thing. We've got you covered. Hey Coach is also brought to you by Everwood, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Ford, get the job done right in a Ford F-150, the smartest F-150 ever. Raise your game and visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Toyota, visit local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and buy. McMurray Van, rent local with McMurray Van and Car Rental. We offer the perfect vehicle for any need. Proudly serving Alabama. Visit us today for a hassle-free rental experience. Now, live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa, this is Hey Coach.
Roll Tide, and welcome to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Glad to welcome you to Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa on this Monday night. Roll Tide, everyone. Roll Tide. We're glad you're here with us for the next hour. It's our first show in April, and that means we're getting closer and closer to this Saturday's annual Golden Flake A-Day festivities at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. We will have a Golden Flake A-Day broadcast coming up for you on Saturday all across the network. We'll hit the air at 11:30 a.m. Central and cover everything over the next 2 hours inside Bryant-Denny Stadium with Chris Stewart and Tyler Watts breaking down spring practice. So with that in mind, football is really the focus of the show this evening. We'll talk first with Alabama defensive lineman LT Overton, then move into the secondary for a conversation with defensive back Bray Hubbard. To close out the show, we'll be joined by Alabama's Associate Athletic Director for Sports Medicine, Jeff Allen. He'll discuss the hard work of his staff and the players throughout spring football, plus what's ahead for the Tide players and staff coming up in the summer. If you'd like to join us, give us a call on the McMurray Van and Car Rental hotline at 877-202-BAMA. Tide fans, want to invite you as well to watch Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. It comes your way Thursday afternoons on all Crimson Tide Sports Network social media platforms. Crimson Drive live each Thursday, 2 p.m. Central. Be sure to join us for the very latest on Alabama athletics. Want to remind you as well, keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. It's available at the App Store and Google Play. Download the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app now for free. You're listening to Hey Coach from Baumhower's Victory Grille, the official watch party location of the Crimson Tide. LT Overton joins us next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you want to party? Do you want to dance?
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Nobody beats me, Mark Sears, on the court, and nobody beats Cook's Pest Control when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests and termites. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right. Guaranteed. Call Cooks today for your free quote or to schedule a free on-site inspection. Roll Tide.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations. You could say we know a thing or two about tradition. We've been family, community, and financially strong since we began in 1906. Being a team player is part of our culture. That's why at CB&S Bank, we're proud to sponsor the University of Alabama Athletics and prouder to take the field or court with you. Visit cbsbank.com today. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
The Alabama Education Association is the member-driven voice of Alabama's education employees. AEA members are teachers, education support professionals, administrators, professors, future teachers, and education retirees. Joining the Alabama Education Association has never been easier. Use their new online membership for a fast, safe, and secure way to join today. Visit myaea.org to learn more.
Hey there, Bob Baumhower again, and it's time to hoop it up at Baumhower's Victory Grill with our Slam Dunk Specials. It's nothing but net with a pound of our world-famous wings. Tip it off with our party-ready trays, including traditional wings, buttermilk fried chicken tenders, and hot lips, to name a few. Want a cold beer with those wings? How about $7.99 pitchers of Yingling served all day? 7 days a week. Break out those brackets and bring the gang to the best watch party place in town. Baumhower's Victory Grill, the true king of wings.
This segment of Hey Coach is presented by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Welcome back to Baumhower's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. This is Roger Hoover. Now, please be joined by Alabama defensive lineman LT Overton. Roll Tide, LT.
Roll Tide.
Spring practice now in its final week. How's everything been going the last few weeks for you and the Crimson Tide players? Spring practice number 2 with Coach DeBoer.
Oh, it's been smooth. I feel like everybody's starting to get like the scheme of things now. Like I told you earlier, it was new to everybody last year. So just everybody being like new guys coming in, especially us being able to really bring those guys in and bring leadership towards everybody.
We've talked before about how you grew up around this program with your father's career, had some time here in Tuscaloosa. How meaningful was it last year, your first year getting to play for the Crimson Tide? Oh,
it's a crazy event. Like, I'm not going to lie, I grew up a Clemson fan, but just being able to walk in at Bryant Stadium, now Nick Saban Field, was like one of the craziest moments of my life. Definitely a different atmosphere from Texas A&M. Great college atmosphere. Like, it's unreal, unseen.
How good were the fans to your first year here?
Oh, amazing. I've never been around such a fan base in my life. Of course, like, you have your ups and downs. We didn't have much of a year as we wanted last year, as everybody knows. But at the end of the day, like, we always had support from our fan base.
So for you, it's a great year with the Crimson Tide a season ago, and you had the opportunity to go to the NFL draft or come back to college for another year. What led you to coming back to Alabama for another season?
I say really just being committed to the standard. I feel like I had a lot of opportunity last year that I left on the table, especially when it came to sacks. I had one of the most pressures in the country. That just there shows that I was just a step away. And me just being able to develop a whole nother year, putting that work in and just grinding to show what I really want to do is why I came back.
Well, you come back now as a senior, and that means that you're one of the leaders on this team, and any returner has a lot of experience, can now be a leader in that locker room. What does it mean to you to get to lead this football team?
It means a lot to me. I felt like me coming in last year, especially us transfers, Parker as an example, we have this conversation all the time. I feel like we didn't have much say because this is different. Coming in from a different program, coming into Alabama, like the standard of college football, and now we realize we have a say, and we put our foot down on a lot of things, making sure like everybody goes by the standard of Alabama.
And are you more vocal about that just this year? You feel like you can say a little bit more because of the experience you have?
Oh, yeah, of course. It all comes with the work you put in, though. Like, respect is due where it's put. Like, if you're not putting work in, it's just like, what are you doing at the end of the day, you know?
Well, it's been a lot of work the last few weeks in spring football. What's most important this time of the year for you?
Really just continuing the grind. It's cold. It's hot. Like, Mother Nature's not really working with us right now. That's when everybody like really starts to, fall down. But we just always wanted to make sure we keep developing every day in the right direction.
And now you've got the A-Day festivities coming up on Saturday. How meaningful is that to get back inside Bryant-Denny Stadium with our fans there?
It's going to be an amazing event. It feels like it's just been forever since I've been able to be in that atmosphere. There's nothing like it, so I just can't wait.
Again, that's coming up on Saturday here in Tuscaloosa, and also a great event coming up this weekend here at Baumhower's Victory Grille at Tuscaloosa North. Make sure you join Jalen Milrow coming up on Friday, April 11th. He'll be on hand to sign autographs starting at 4 p.m. That's Baumhower's Tuscaloosa North coming up Friday, April 11th, starting at 4 p.m. We hope to see all of you there. We'll have one more segment coming up with LT Overton as we discuss Alabama Spring Football 2025, getting ready for what's coming up this fall for the Crimson Tide. Again, LT Overton will continue our conversation with him next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live courtside cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barclaygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live courtside cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Looking to make a statement? Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. With our incredible range of signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement with Fast Signs. Stop in today or visit fastsigns.com. A proud partner of Alabama Athletics. Let's create something amazing together.
Welcome back to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance, as we continue our conversation with Alabama defensive lineman LT Overton. And LT, for you, year 2 here at Alabama, just in terms of your technique and your own game, what have you been working on the most this spring?
Really just my ability to get back to the pass rush. I'm going to really get back to the quarterback, my pass rush. I feel like everybody knows what I could do on the run stop when it comes to wide zones, inside zone, any of that, but just like I said before, my finish factor on that quarterback, especially if I'm getting held, got to be able to finish.
Well, you're going up against Alabama's offensive line in practice. Who have been some tough guys to go up against? Who's impressed you on that side of the ball? Who do you not like to hit?
Definitely Jaden Roberts. Oh my goodness, as a man amongst boys, he like everybody calls him like a beast. Like he shows it, proves it. Wilkin Formby, another one. Great footwork. Don't see anything like it. And I've seen a great improvement from Olas. It's been a big factor so far since a few of the guys been out. But yeah.
You guys enjoy that competition between the D line and the O line?
Oh yeah, all the time. it's always physical, always violent. But at the end of the day, like, that's how we make our money.
Then looking at the guys inside your defensive line room, who's really taken a step forward this spring?
One guy I got to give a shout out to is Jordan Renaud. I've seen him since I came in. I knew it was going to be competition even coming in my position, like, particularly. But another guy, Edric Hill, he's a beast. Like, everybody's going to really see what he can prove this year, too. And Big Beamer. Beamer's going to be that guy. Like, people lack that he's a young guy, but he's definitely proven that he's stepping up this year.
And you've played in the SEC now for 3 years. How important is it to have depth at your position?
Oh, it's way important. Like, guys fall every day. Like, it's like, people don't realize how important it is because you don't get into it with, like, our athletic training room and all that. But there's injuries, little, like, just little things.
Yeah, second half hour of the show, we're going to be joined by Jeff Allen, who leads the athletic training staff. Just how important is he, everybody you deal with from that training staff, making sure you're good to go, not just for practice, but especially in the fall, getting ready for games?
I knew Jeff since I was a little kid growing up here. Him and his whole training staff, without them, we wouldn't be Alabama football. Like I said before, football comes with many injuries, many risks. Like, those guys get it done in the training room day by day.
Well, I asked you about Jeff Allen. Our next guest is in the room as well, Bray Hubbard. What do you see out of number 18 on the practice field?
Man, a guy with relentless effort. You won't see any lack out of him. Like, you just see hustle every time. And anybody else, if you want to see a human highlight his stick, that's Bray Hubbard.
It's really good. So, again, we got A-Day coming up on Saturday. What's the rest of the spring and summer look like for you getting ready for this fall?
Really just finish. That's been our big standpoint on finishing. We feel like that 9-4 season, most of those losses is us not finishing the job. And we've had a great spring, like, throughout the start. We've been through the thick of it, but how are we going to finish?
Well, we look forward to seeing it. LT, just thank you for the time you've given us. Best of luck finishing out this week strong. We look forward to seeing you in the fall, but just thank you for your time tonight. Roll Tide.
Appreciate it. Roll Tide.
Let's have a round of applause for LT Overton from the Crimson Tide football team. Want to go ahead and give our Everwood Performance of the Week. It goes to the Alabama men's tennis team. After trailing 3-1 in the match against Auburn on Thursday, the team used a trio of singles wins to down the Tigers in a 4-3 victory. So congratulations to Alabama tennis picking up that important win for the Crimson Tide. That is your Everwood Performance of the Week. Everwood, wood treated right. If you'd like to join us tonight on the show, give us a call on the McCurry Van and Car Rental Hotline at 877-202-BAMA. Rent local with McCurry Van and Car Rental. We offer the perfect vehicle for any need. Proudly serving Alabama. Visit us today for a hassle-free rental experience. When we come back, we'll be joined by Alabama defensive back Bray Hubbard. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big Roll Tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? A giant redwood or Big Sur? Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryant Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big tried and true advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, gators, to large agricultural equipment, they've got serious game. Plus, the tried and true Tri-Green team is always there when you need an assist. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
This segment of Hey Coach is presented by Homewood Suites by Hilton in downtown Tuscaloosa. Make yourself at home, stay in comfort, and enjoy the great options of the on-site 205 bar and restaurant. Homewood Suites by Hilton in Tuscaloosa, proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. Coming to you live at Baumhower's, Roger Hoover now pleased to be joined by Alabama defensive back Bray Hubbard. Roll Tide, Bray.
Roll Tide.
Certainly glad to have you here tonight as you get ready for A-Day coming up on Saturday, and then, of course, the 2025 season coming up this fall. Just how have you enjoyed spring practice with the Crimson Tide?
It's been going great, man. Just, it's always a grind every spring, just getting better as a team, as a unit. So, yeah, so far it's been good. So,
how about individually for you in your game? What's some important things you feel like you have to check off the box in order to be fully done this spring?
Yeah, I think just building on everything from the season before, just working on my craft, whether it's getting stronger, getting faster, just technique-wise, whatever it is. I think just taking that next step forward with those things I just said is something that's very important to me. So.
And we heard a lot of good things about you in fall camp, and then you got an opportunity to play more and more as the season went along due to your outstanding play, some injuries as well. But when you had your moment to really contribute on the field, what prepared you for those moments?
I think just staying consistent in my preparation, just week in and week out, was something I just stayed on top of, because, injuries, you never know what may happen, and you got to stay ready. You don't want to let your teammates down, and so that's something, just being consistent with my preparation. Just you really don't ever know what's going to happen, and I just stayed consistent, and whenever my time was up, it was time to go. So,
there are a few games or a few moments you were really proud of from this past year?
I think my first interception, that's just one. I don't know, when you get it, it's just like you kind of just, like, I don't know, Malachi was like, you blacked out. And I was like, yeah, that's what it is. You really don't know what to do. It's just like you're caught up in the moment. So I think that was probably one of my favorite ones. Then, I don't know, probably picking the Iron Bowl too. So the Iron Bowl is a big one. So, we beat Auburn, so I can't complain about that one either. So.
Well, you perform well in an Iron Bowl, you beat Auburn, you become an Alabama legend. So you got to love that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you mentioned another legend in Malachi Moore. You got to play alongside him the last few years. Just how meaningful was it to be alongside him and get to watch him lead this football team?
Yeah, that's a guy that's undefeated. We just talked about the Iron Bowl. That's a guy that's undefeated in every Iron Bowl he's played. And I think what makes him so special is he's consistent. that dude is a ball player. He plays the game the right way. He does all the preparation the right way. And for me to play alongside of I think, one of the great DBs that we've had come through here, I think that's just special. And he's taught me a lot. Just, when my time was up and I had to step up to, carry on the defense, he led me. And that's something I needed. I had to rely on him to, give me different things, give me keys, whatever I needed to be successful in the game. So.
And so with that in mind, how do you try to replace him on the field this year? How's the secondary makeup for a loss of a leader like that?
I think just coming together and really just, it's always hard to replace a guy like that. It's really special. Been here for a while. It started, 4 or 5 years here? And, that's hard to do. But I think just growing as a unit together and coming in each day just with that grind and that mindset that, we got to come together and get this done. So.
And do you feel like more of a leader coming into this year?
For sure, I do. Stepping up more as a vocal leader now, so that's something I've been working on all spring. So.
That's certainly good. And for this defensive back room, a lot of talent. Some faces we know, some new faces coming in. What can you tell us about some of your position mates?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, one guy I really have to brag on is Ivan Taylor. He's done a tremendous job just coming in hungry. And that dude, I mean, he's at the facility early, leaves the facility late. He's always with Jeff in the training room, whatever it is. He does everything the right way, and he's going to be a really good ball player for us. And I just really want to brag on the safety group as a whole. With guys leaving, whatever, we've all stayed together, and we've done the preparation throughout the spring to make sure that building on into the summer and into fall camp that we're ready to go in the fall.
So that's really good with the safeties. How about on the outside with the cornerbacks?
Yeah, so we've had some guys come in. Cam Calhoun, you got Dijon Lee, but then you have Damani and ZB out there, and that we're kind of all together now. So it's been great just with guys making plays, making more plays on the ball, and that's something that we focused on now is we got to take the ball away more, and that's something that as a whole unit that Coach Mo and Coach Jones have been harping to us about is we got to take the ball away more. So.
Yeah, do you like playing in a defense that's really the MO, get takeaways? Because we heard that from you guys all last fall, too.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you get to attack the ball, and that's what you want to do. Coach Womack always preaches to us that every single play of the game that the defense is out there, there's 11 opportunities to take the ball away. So however many snaps the defense plays, I mean, you got 11 opportunities every single play to take the ball away. And, I mean, in the back end, there's 5 of us, and that's 5 every single play, and there's 5 opportunities within our group just to take the ball away. So, and that's something that, we really got to focus on is to take the ball away more. So
now the offense doesn't want that in practice. The quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs. What are you seeing from Alabama offensively as you go up against them every day in practice?
Yeah, I mean they're doing a great job. I mean they have their things that they're working on. We have our things that we're working on. But I mean they get us every now and then. We get them every now and then. It's back and forth battle every day. But they're our opponent for right now, and that's our only opponent for right now. And so we got to do our best every day to go out there and beat them. So.
Yeah, and that wide receiver core, some returners like Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams. How about some of the newcomers we've seen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard about Lotzir Brooks. That dude, he's a shifty guy. I mean, that's a hard guy to tackle. He's really fast when he gets into space. And but like you said, the leaders coming back like Jeremy Bernard doing a great job this spring. And, really that whole group is coming together. Isaiah Horton coming in transfer from Miami. He's done a really good job. We've had a couple battles back and forth and just – running our mouths at each other in practice, just whatever it is, just having fun. But, no, that receiver group as a whole, they've done a really good job. And they challenge us. They challenge all of us out there every day at practice. So.
Well, and we will get to see you guys coming up at Bryant-Denny Stadium coming up on Saturday for the Golden Flake A-Day festivities. What do you hope the fans see from this group for your final practice this spring?
I just want the fans just to see that, we're all growing as a team. Offense and defense, we've had some moving parts here and there without this second year with Coach DeBoer, and so I mean, we're honestly just ready to get out there in front of fans finally, and that's something that we live for is playing for them, and we're just ready to go. So
I'll do the same thing to you that I did at LT. Jeff Allen's in the building. How important is his staff, the staff, Coach Ballou, making sure you guys are healthy and getting stronger, especially around this time of the year?
Yeah, this is an important time. This is where you kind of get to recover from whatever you had dinged up during the season. And I can't thank Jeff enough just with what he does for me, but also for everybody in our facility and his staff. I mean, always keeping us healthy, whatever we need. If we have anything going on, I mean, we know who to go to, and they're going to take care of us. And I think, Coach Blue does a good job, too, with injury prevention workouts, with whatever it is, whether it's our fourth quarter program, whatever it is, Coach Blue is always making sure that, our bodies and muscles are getting worked on to prepare us for the season. So,
yeah, can you kind of talk us through what recovery is like, specifically like after a football game on a Saturday? What are the things you have to do to make sure you're ready, first of all, for the next practice, let alone the next game?
I think one thing that's important is you got to get fluids back in your body. You're burning a lot of fluids during the game, whether it's hot or cold game. It doesn't matter. You're going to be burning a lot of fluids, and I think that's something, that you really have to do is put fluids back in your body, but at the same time, that'll help with the soreness and everything, getting water and stuff into your muscles. that'll help you out with soreness and stuff. But make sure you go see Jeff and the training staff to help you get ready for practice coming up, because you don't want any tight muscles or anything, because that could lead to just a waterfall effect, and that's really, you don't want that heading into the next week of a game. So I think it's important that you just, if you have anything nagging, whatever it is, that we have to go see them to make sure that we are 100% come game day the next week. So,
how much fun are you having being a football player here at Alabama?
A lot of fun. I mean, it's great. Just, I think the relationships that you make with former players now, coaches, whatever it is, alumni that didn't play here, whatever it is. I mean, you have people coming through every day. Just, you make the city and the state proud, and that's what you want to do. And I mean, it's an honor to play here. I mean, it's every kid's dream, I'd say, to come play at the University of Alabama. So it's very important. So,
well, you're going to live out this dream. You most excited for this fall? Any couple moments you're kind of looking forward to? Or are you kind of staying patient and being locked into spring football right now?
Staying patient, focusing on spring ball in the summer, and getting that preparation to the first game at Florida State. So
we look forward to it. Well, Bray Hubbard, thank you so much for the time you've given us tonight here at Baumhower's in Tuscaloosa. Best of luck on Saturday and getting ready for the year. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Let's hear it for Bray Hubbard, Alabama defensive back, joining us live tonight on Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. When we come back, we'll be joined by the Associate Athletic Director for Sports Medicine at the University of Alabama, Jeff Allen. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics, with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
DCH has a new dedicated unit especially for children. At DCH, we recognize how the entire family is affected when a child is sick, injured, or living with a chronic medical condition. Our board-certified pediatricians specialize in providing our youngest patients, from birth through adolescence, the best care appropriate to their developmental level, physically, emotionally, and psychologically. DCH Pediatrics, making a big difference in little lives.
1225 is your ultimate game day destination. Catch the game on one of their 35 big-screen high-def TVs, combined with an extensive menu of mouth-watering food and refreshing drinks. Juicy burgers, crispy wings, craft beers, signature cocktails. 1225, where the energy is high, the screens are massive, and the excitement is contagious. Visit 1225 on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, less than 2 blocks from Bryant-Denny Stadium. 1225 Sports Bar, where sports, food, and fun collide.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
And welcome back to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. We're live inside Baumhower's Victory Grille here in Tuscaloosa. Our first question to our next guest, always brought to you by Alabama 811. To help prevent injuries, outages, and loss of life, call 811 or visit al811.com before you dig. It is free, it is simple, and it's the law. This is Roger Hoover, now pleased to be joined by the Associate Athletic Director for Sports Medicine at the University of Alabama. Please have a round of applause and a roll tide to Jeff Allen.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it. Roll Tide. No, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're certainly glad to have you here to represent the football staff, getting ready for A-Day coming up. Just first of all, how special is Alabama to you with all the years now you've been serving the university?
No, it is an incredibly special place. I loved what Bray said to you about playing here and what it means to him. And I see that with a lot of our players, all of our players that feel that way. But I think all of us that are staff members feel the same way. It's really surreal for me to think about I'm going into my 19th football season at Alabama, which is just it's crazy. I'm speechless when I think about that. Usually in this business that does not happen, but I've been very blessed to be here under a great coach, obviously with Coach Saban, coming in with him, and then blessed to be able to stay here with Coach DeBoer. But you know, there's a reason that people want to be here. It is a special place, and it is an incredibly hard place to leave. I can't imagine leaving. You know, you think about what makes this place so special, and I look around this restaurant, especially on the wall right there to the left, and you see the history and the tradition of this program, not just in football, but I think in all sports. It's just the passion that people have for that matters. And I don't think sometimes people take for granted how important that passion is to our players. Our players feed off of that, and it's really, really important. It makes a difference, and that's what makes this place special.
Take me back 19 years, if you could, to when you had your initial meetings with either Coach Saban, members of the administration. What did they tell you about Alabama and the opportunity that you would have here?
You know, so I'm interviewed with Coach Saban. He got here in January of 2007, and I came in May. I think I interviewed with him in May of 2007, so I wasn't here for his first spring practice, which from what I've heard, that was probably a good thing that I missed that. But I came and interviewed with him in May, and I think he was still kind of getting used to Alabama. You know, there for people that haven't been at Alabama, I do think there's a learning curve to Alabama and to the passion that this place has for all their teams and certainly for football and understanding that expectation. But you know, I distinctly remember on my visit, I was telling somebody this the other day, this story about meeting with Coach Baumhower, you know, who, man, he was the AD when I got here, and I worked under him for I don't know how many years it was, so he retired in 2012. But, man, you talk about just an unbelievable person. I miss him all the time. But he told me, I'll never forget it, he said, Alabama's about three things, Jeff. He said it's about helping kids graduate, it's about helping them win championships, and it's about getting them to the NFL. He said, we're about those three things. And in the way he said it, in that Alabama Southern drawl, you know, I can still, 19 years later, I can still hear him say it. But, you know, you just felt, I'd never been to a place, even on an interview like that, where you just felt something different about the play. And that was, you know, it was before a lot of the success. It's kind of been a little bit of a tough period for Alabama, but you still felt it even then.
And then all the championships with Coach Saban, a great run he had. Then last spring or last January, Kalen DeBoer comes in. Mm-hmm. What did you remember first about getting to meet with him, getting everything organized for that first spring practice? Now, how's the atmosphere in year two with him running spring practice?
You know, I tell, when I meet with recruits, I talk about, you know, I haven't been here so long. A lot of times they ask me questions about the time that I've been here, but I tell them the best compliment, and I would say this to anybody that I can pay to Kalen DeBoer. I can pay him a lot of compliments, but the best compliment, you know, Coach Saban retired on a Wednesday, January. I can't remember what day it was, but it was a Wednesday. I do remember that, okay? Our building, it was like mass chaos. Roger, you would have probably been around there. It was mass chaos, you know, for a couple of days, you know, and Greg did a great job, went out, knew who he wanted, went out and got him here Friday night. But from Wednesday afternoon until Friday night, it was Alex was there. He'll speak to it. It was chaos a little bit. Everybody, players really worried, staff worried, just, you know, what we had known for so long was gone. And I'll never forget, you know, Coach DeBoer came in that Friday night, and I think it was 9 o'clock. We had a team meeting at 9 o'clock on that Friday night. Greg wanted him to get in front of the team. And you know, you could tell. I mean, he walked in the room and immediately, like, took charge of the room in a positive way, told him he was there to take care of him, told him he wanted to continue everything that they had built, and he just immediately kind of got him recentered. And after about a week, you could see, like, the chaos level in our building really, really drop. That's the best compliment I can pay him, because he took a locker room that obviously he didn't recruit and, you know, that came here to play for another coach, and he quickly showed them who he was as a man and as a football coach. And that really struck me a lot.
That's really special. So he carried that into his first year as the head coach of the Tide. Now it's all about getting ready for his second year. And I mentioned before, this is spring practice number 2. What have you liked about the energy with this group that you've seen the last few weeks?
You know, it's been a lot different than last spring. Not that last spring was bad, but there's a learning curve to a new staff and to a new coach for everybody in the building. I don't care who you are, what you do. You know, we have to change how we do things for what he wants. And the same with the players, right? They were learning a new offense. They were learning a new defense. Most of them had new position coaches. They clearly had a new head coach. So I would say that this year the difference is everybody seems more comfortable. You know, sometimes in sports we don't like that word comfortable, but in this situation, that's a good thing. Our players are comfortable. They want to be here. They know they want to be here, and you can sense a different demeanor. Again, I think it wasn't bad at all last spring. There was just a little anxiety and a little nervousness, and that's a hard thing to overcome, you know, for sure. But I don't sense that at all. I think you can hear it in Bray's voice and hear it in LT's voice. These guys are excited to go compete and go play.
Can't wait to see everybody coming up on Saturday for the Golden Flake A-Day festivities. We'll talk more about that when we continue our conversation with Jeff Allen coming up in a few moments. You're listening to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, and business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Don't stop planning for your future. Don't stop investing in your kids' education. Don't stop dreaming of that new home. And don't stop growing your business. Whatever you're passionate or dreaming about, don't stop. Because when you have a bank you can trust, you have the confidence to take on tomorrow. Speak with a Trustmark associate today for advice on achieving your goals. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You know that feeling when you're doing what you love? You're in the zone, truly and fully alive, lost in thought. You know what you're not thinking about? Insurance. That's where Alfa comes in. Alfa handles all things insurance, so you're free to do anything. So get out there and live your best life. Whatever your thing is, we've got you covered. That's life with Alfa Insurance. Visit alfainsurance.com to learn more.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear the bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance as we continue our conversation with Jeff Allen. And I want to remind all of you as well, make sure you get game ready by shopping at Alumni Hall. It's your ultimate Crimson Tide shopping experience. Shop Nike for all of your officially licensed Bama gear. Head to Alumni Hall in Midtown Village or shop online at alumnihall.com. Receive $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Check them all out at alumnihall.com. Again, we are visiting with the Associate Athletic Director for Sports Medicine, Jeff Allen, as we hear about Crimson Tide practice. And you mentioned the energy has been there, people getting more comfortable, and really a good family atmosphere, it seems like, as well.
No, that's a good way to put it, Roger. I think that is very true. This is a very tight-knit team. I can sense that in them, and a very connected team that they have fun doing what they do, and that's not always the case. And even though, that's obviously the goal, but it's not always the case, and that comes from them. And they have that trait about them. And I think also the reason they have that trait is because Coach DeBoer coaches it into them, if you will. He is really – there's so many things, like I said, that I've just been so impressed with and so that admire about him. But the way he is intentional about – connecting them and making sure that they're doing things off the field together and that they feel that bond with each other, that is really unique. And it's so genuine from him, and they know it, and they're going that way with it. So, but I just love that, to watch those guys. I mean, because look, right now they're all competing against each other for starting jobs, but you wouldn't know that. They're going to go out there in the field and compete against each other every day, but they are tight off the field, and they're pulling for each other. Even you think about the quarterback position where a lot of competition, but those guys are pulling for each other and having fun, and that without a doubt is because of Coach DeBoer.
And for the coaching staff, there's only so much time they're allowed by NCAA rules to be around these players, coach these players, but for you, kind of unlimited time, you and your staff being around these guys, making sure they're healthy, and for Coach Ballou as well, he leading the strength and conditioning efforts. Just how important is it working together with him? What do you see from him every day? Well,
Coach Ballou is, without a doubt, the best strength coach in the country. We were so fortunate that we were able to get him to come here in 2020 when Scott Cochran left us. And, everybody was really worried. Scott was great. I worked with Scott for 16 years, whatever it was, and love him to this day. And I was really concerned when he left us, okay, what's going to happen here? And we were able to connect with Coach Ballou. Loved what he did philosophically as a strength coach, and how he trains the guys. I mean, he has a specific individualized plan for every single player, which is unique in that business. And, you get a lot of guys in that job that end up being more hype guys and motivational guys than they are a strength coach. Dave Ballou is a strength and conditioning coach, and he knows how to get people stronger. The proof's in the pudding with the strength staff. The way you judge a strength staff, it's real simple. It's really your injuries, your injury rate. I tell people all the time, it's obviously I have a role in injury prevention, but injury prevention happens in the weight room, and he is focused on that every single day, and our injury rate shows it, okay? I can show you data looking at, because in the SEC, we have to submit availability reports every week. The Big Ten has to do the same. So you can track. We track the availability report for every team in the SEC and the Big Ten, because from that we can get an injury rate for every program. Alabama has the lowest injury rate between the Big Ten and the SEC. That is the marker for Dave Ballou, okay, because that's where that happens. It happens between a really good strength coach and a football coach and staff that know how to coach their players without getting them injured.
And as Bray mentioned, recovery is so important, getting fluids back in his body. Just nutrition works hand in hand with all that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing we've always taken a lot of pride in Alabama is all those groups being really, really connected and having great relationships. You're going to go, you see programs, and I tell recruits this, you better be careful, because you're going to go on some of these visits where you're going to have the weight room over here, the medical staff here. They don't get along. They don't trust each other. They don't communicate. That's a problem, and it's hard to pick up on if you don't really know what you're looking for. But we don't have that at Alabama. We never have, because, it's really, at the end of the day, it's about all of us being on the same page, doing the right thing for those players and giving them a chance to develop.
Well, A-Day's coming up on Saturday. For fans that are thinking about coming down to Tuscaloosa, going to Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, what would you tell them about why it's important for them to see this football team in person one last time in the spring before we get to everything that's coming up this fall?
I think you've heard a lot of people talking about the changes, if you will, to spring football at a lot of places in terms of how they're managing their spring game, and including us with A-Day. But, it may look different, but I think just me, I think it's going to be something really interesting for the fans to see. Look, when you go in the past, you go to A-Day and it's a game. Well, everybody's seen games all the time, right? And I know people enjoy watching players play, but what you're going to get a chance to see Saturday is something that you don't get a chance to see at all, and that's how do we practice? What do we go through? Because it's going to be a real practice. We've had open practices before, but I don't know if we've ever had one like this, where it's going to be a get-after-it kind of practice, and you're going to see some competition and probably see some things that you wouldn't see in the game. Sometimes the A-Day games are here or at other places, their spring games are very scripted, this is what we're doing. This is going to be, they'll be doing one-on-one drills. They'll be doing 7-on-7. You get a chance to watch the quarterbacks. I think, as from a fan's perspective, they'll see more out of this than they would in a game.
Well, that's really good. So, again, all that's coming up on Saturday with the A-Day festivities. You and your staff stay busy no matter what's going on. Spring football, even into the summer. And then once we get to fall camp, Jeff, you do an amazing job leading a great staff, helping out our student athletes at Alabama. And we just thank you for the time you've given us tonight and all you continue to do for Alabama athletics. Roll Tide.
Well, thank you. It is an absolute blessing for me to be here. It's an honor for me to be here. I tell people that nobody in our building that wears that script A on their chest takes it for granted. Okay, we know the responsibility. I heard Bray talk about it. We know the responsibility that we have to this state and to the people that love this program. And I promise you, I think there's a narrative out there now in college, college football. Oh, the kids don't care about the program anymore, or it's not important to them. I would push back on that because I see it every day. These guys care. It matters to them. They want to win. For Alabama, and it means something to them. So when you hear that and you hear all the craziness that's going on in college sports, trust me, as somebody that sees it on the inside, these guys care, okay? It's important to them, and they want to do good for you. I promise you they do. And so does everybody else in the building. We know the responsibility that we have, and we're going to go do everything we can to fulfill it. So, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, well said. That's Jeff Allen. We'll continue with Hey Coach next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast. You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live courtside cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Prestige Health Net is helping rural hospitals stay local and stay open in Alabama. We use our own money to improve your hospital's IT infrastructure by delivering superior internet, cybersecurity, phones, TVs, and more. Prestige Health Net brings professional solutions to rural hospitals, saving costs and elevating healthcare standards. For more information about Prestige Health Net, visit us online at prestigehealthnet.com. Prestige Health Net. We help your hospital help you.
Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers, an Alabama tailgate tradition. Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965, Guthrie's has been a Bama fan favorite for years. From your hometown to college towns all around, Guthrie's is still serving the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe just like always, fresh, hot, and fast. Make Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers the MVP of your next tailgate. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and now an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 1.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through April 30th, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.64 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965 by Hal and Melissa Guthrie, Guthrie's was America's first chicken finger restaurant. Guthrie still uses the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe in every chicken finger they serve. Fresh, hot, and fast. Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers has been Alabama owned and operated since 1965, and Guthrie's is still growing strong. Come see us soon. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
What's up next for Bama? Well, it's going to be a very busy week for both baseball and softball. Coming up tomorrow, the baseball team returns against Southern Miss at home at Sewell Thomas Stadium. We'll hit the airwaves at 5:45 all across the radio network, Varsity Network app, as well as a booth cam presented by MLB The Show 25. And then this weekend, Alabama hosting Mississippi State Friday at 6, Saturday at 2, Sunday at 1 with pregame shows starting 15 minutes prior to first pitch. Coming up for softball, huge weekend for them against Oklahoma, Saturday at 3, Sunday at 5, and then Monday at 6. And then, of course, for football, the A-Day broadcast coming your way for the Golden Flake A-Day game coming up at 11:30 will be our start time. We'll hit the air at 11:30. Cover everything over the next 2 hours inside Bryant-Denny Stadium with Chris Stewart, Tyler Watson, yours truly, breaking down the final spring practice for Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama Crimson Tide. If you missed any portion of tonight's show, you can always catch it on demand on our Alabama Insider podcast. Download and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. That does it for tonight's Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Good night from Baumhower's Victory Grille. For Ethan Carabin and Todd Robbins here at Baumhower's, Noah Salarano at our Learfield studios, along with LT Overton, Bray Hubbard, Jeff Allen, I'm Roger Hoover saying thanks for listening, good night, and roll Tide.